Thank you guys for 500 subscribers. That's literally halfway to 1,000. So thank you guys, and let's get to 1,000. So make sure you subscribe and like this video to help me with that. Here are 10 things non-cubers should know about cubing. Alright, if this or this happens in a solve and we do this, that is not cheating. The reason why it's not cheating, well, let me explain it for you. So for those who don't know, the Rubik's Cube has 43 quintillion possible combinations. And each and every of those combinations can be achieved by just rotating it normally like this. However, if your piece is flipped or corner twisted, then those 43 quintillion rotations cannot be reached. Instead, you just started a whole new cycle of another combination. So if I mix this up right now, I'll get one of the 43 quintillion combinations this cube can get. However, if I mix it up now, that would be another combination of 43 quintillion, and that is not one of the solved states. And a corner twist happens when we are turning way too fast or our fingers get caught in corners and accidentally twist them. Now, what about edge pieces swapped like this? This can only happen if our cube somehow popped or we disassembled the cube and assembled it the wrong way. Because when we disassemble or reassemble a cube after it popped, there's a 1 in 12 chance you will be reassembling in a way that won't get you solved. Cases like 2 corners swapped or 2 edges swapped like this are not possible to be solved. So next time you see a cuber taking pieces out to rearrange them and it's not cheating, it's just fixing the puzzle. Doing this would not solve your puzzle. Alright, let me talk to you about patterns. Alright, so here's a trigger right up there. R, U, R prime, U prime. That is one trigger. If I do that 5 more times, it brings me back to a solved cube. Same with the videos that you watched that tell you to do R, U, R, U. Because when you're doing that, you're repeating the same moves. And repeating the same moves on a Rubik's Cube will bring you back to where you started. So if your cube started out like this, and you keep doing R, U, R, U, after 107 times, you'll end up back into this formation. And here's another example. So I will do 2 algorithms that are the same. Here's one time. So I get it into this case. I'll do that again. And that gets you back to this case. So doing algorithms over and over will also solve the case because you're doing the same moves applied over and over again. And to top it off, if you're doing R, U prime, R, U prime, this entire block does not get moved or swapped an entire solve. And if the Rubik's Cube was that easy to master, then why did we spend 3 weeks learning it or a couple hours figuring it out? And to top it off, that would be over 1 billion people knowing to solve it and not just the 5% of Earth's population. The Rubik's Cube is not made of stickers. It's in fact made of 3 types of pieces that make up the whole cube. However, a sticker cube does not show this very well, so I'm going to show you on a stickerless cube because there are no stickers. So how the Rubik's Cube works, there are 3 pieces. There are centers, edges, and corners. Corner pieces have 3 colors and there will always be one corner piece that's unique. So there's always going to be only one corner with yellow, orange, and blue, and no other corner around the cube will have those 3 colors. And edge pieces always have 2 colors. There is never going to be an extra color or never be one less. Alright, let's choose this edge piece, blue and orange. There will be only one blue and orange piece on the whole cube, and all the other pieces are not. And center pieces have only one color, and they are always going to be 6 centers on the cube that are unique from one another. Centers also never move. So however much you move the cube, yellow and white would be opposite, blue and green would be opposite, red and orange would be opposite. So if I do this, they're still in the same area. And due to this, it makes the cube solving a little bit easier because we can dictate which side is which color at the end of the solve. So basically, when you peel off the stickers and rearrange them to wherever you like, you're basically, rearranging how the pieces work. So if I get if I get a red piece, I peel it and I put it over here and put the yellow piece over here, then you basically create an impossible cube. Because why it's impossible? Because red and orange are opposites, so red can never be in the same piece as orange. So you would never find a red sticker with orange attached to it. I feel like the best way to demonstrate this is to pull out 3 pieces. So I just dismantled my stickerless cube to show you guys. So this is a corner. As you can see, there are 3 colors on it that can never separate. This yellow and red and green are always going to be together and cannot be separate. And we have an edge piece here. This yellow and green will always be together and never separate. And this last corner, yellow, green, and orange, are always going to be together and never separate. So on the sticker cube, it's basically the same, but they're not like this. And here's what an edge piece looks like on a sticker cube. Yellow sticker on here, green sticker on here. These two will always be together and can't be separate. So next time you tell us that you peel off the stickers, don't be mad that we roll our eyes at you. Math is not relevant to Rubik's Cubes. And let me tell you, there's absolutely no math involved to solve a Rubik's Cube. Even the person that's the worst at math, doesn't know 1 plus 1, can still solve the Rubik's Cube really easily. The Rubik's Cube is based on algorithms and moves, so they don't really require numbers or any solving equations. And the only reason why most cubers are good at math because people that like math are also really into puzzles like these, and people that don't like math aren't really into puzzles like these. But to prove the Rubik's Cube has no math involved, you can watch the video on how to solve Rubik's Cube in the link in the description. Although cubing phrases such as algorithms and parity are math involved, but they're not really involved in cubing. Another thing is that non-cubers always ask us, why do we not use Rubik's brand? And I get it, because Rubik's brand is the original Rubik's creator, and they supposedly probably should have the best puzzles. However, that is not the case. There is a 95% chance, if not more, that a speedcuber would not use a Rubik's brand. Even if they are using Rubik's brand, they're probably solving it for other people or using this cube, which is a GAN's Rubik collaboration. The reason we don't use Rubik's brands is because they're really bad, like literally really bad. Non-cubers might not feel that way, that Rubik's Cube brands are that bad because they have not even touched one of these cubes yet. And Rubik's brands are really overpriced for what they give. They're, in Australia, for example, they're $25, and you can buy a better cube for better quality and faster turning speed for at least $18 on a Speaky Shop or DailyPuzzles. And these are not called Chinese Rubik's Cubes. I mean, they are made in China and they are by Chinese companies, but they are really good cubes and they're speed cubes. So don't call them Chinese Rubik's Cubes, please. Although I do admit, most of them have wacky names like Wei Long and Oolong and yeah. Using inspection is not cheating. I can't tell you how many times I've been solving cubes for non-cubers and I tell them to give me 10 seconds to look at the cube and they'll be like, no, that's cheating. Or they'll be like, that doesn't count, you're looking at the cube before you're solving it. However, according to WCA organizations, which is the ones that organize Rubik's Cube competitions and speed cubing events, they allow 15 seconds of inspection per cube, meaning it's competition legal and you can get 15 seconds inspection. Also, and they complain that when we don't use inspection, we get a worse time than what we said I will get. That's because you're not letting us look at the cube first. Scrambling the cube longer does not make it any harder. Have you ever heard this phrase? I'll scramble it so bad, you can't even solve it. Yep, we all heard that. So a Rubik's Cube can be solved in 20 moves or less per scramble. All 42 quintillion can be solved in 20 moves or less. So whether you scramble this for 10 million years, 1 year, 1 second, it will be just as easy. And we have memorized the method that can solve literally every case on the cube, so those scrambles would not matter. And just saying that sounds really stupid to us because you're not understanding what the cube is. Prove it to you, I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to scramble for this cube for 10 seconds and this cube for 30 seconds. Which one is harder? Alright, I'm going to scramble this for 10 seconds. Alright, so I scrambled this for 10 seconds. Now this cube. Alright, so I scrambled this cube for 10 seconds and this one for approximately 30 seconds. Alright, let me show you. Alright, now this cube. And remember, inspection is allowed. So, point proven, no matter how hard you scramble or how long you scramble, the difficulty is still the same. And we do not turn the cube randomly. If we do turn the cube randomly, this will be literally almost impossible to solve the cube by doing it randomly. And plus, if we do it randomly, why can't you solve the cube? Because you can probably turn it randomly too. Just because we're doing algorithms or moves extremely fast doesn't mean we're turning it randomly. The secret in how we turn fast is called finger tricks and muscle memory. So let's remember this hour, for example. We call that the soon. So we can do that really fast. So I can solve this in probably under 1 second. But it looks like we're randomly solving it, but actually we have muscle memorized the algorithm and we can execute it really fast. Same goes with soccer or basketball. I can just say you're throwing the ball randomly and getting it in. No. Again, if we were turning this randomly, you would be able to solve it as well. And if Steph Curry just throws the ball randomly, I'm guessing everyone in the world can throw the ball randomly and make a dunk. The cube popping does not equal the cube gets broken. When a cube pops, pieces just fly out. No pieces are broken. So when a pop happens, the cube only ejects some pieces like these and not actually snaps the plastic or legs on pieces. Here's the difference between a broken piece and a popped piece. So if we give you our cube and you pop it, don't worry, it's not broken, we can fix it immediately. However, cubes popping right now are not really frequent as better cubes are coming out with anti-pop mechanisms. However, if you're using a cube from 2011 and before, then the popping is a huge issue, like the Diane Zanchi or Guhong. 2x2s are not as easy as you think. I know it looks easy. 4 colors on each side, 24 stickers, and 8 pieces on the cube. However, this mini little cube still has 3.6 million ways to scramble and solve, and only one of them is the solved solution. And according to Google, if you fiddle with a 2x2 8 hours a day, you'll be able to solve it about 2 to 3 times a year. I don't know how true those are, but according to Google. However, if you know how to solve a 3x3, one of these, the 2x2 should be really easy to solve as it's just the corners of 3x3. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, let me show you. Alright, so this is a white, green, and orange corner, white, green, and orange. Red, green, and white, red, green, and white. So basically, it's just the corners of the Rubik's Cube, but without the edges. So without these and without centers. So next time you say 2x2s are easy, think twice before you say that. Alright, lastly, when we break a PB, doesn't mean we set a world record. So what you're saying is someone got a 1-minute solve and that's a world record. Let me tell you something, that is completely wrong. Let me just break it to you. The world record right now is 3.47 seconds held by Du Yusheng, or Yushen Du, in China because he solved the cube in 3.47 seconds. And just because we solved the cube in 2 seconds also doesn't mean we got the world record. Solves at home are not official, so even if you got a 2-second or a under 3-second solve, that would not count as a world record. However, we call those UWR, unofficial world record, but they don't really mean anything because it's not really approved. So next time you see someone with a 3-minute solve, don't piss them off saying, but that's a world record, because probably you just hurt their feelings and they really want to get a world record someday. So those are the 10 things that I wish non-cubers knew about cubing and how to not annoy cubers. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!